It's time for prophecy to be fulfilled. Stock market crash. Black Monday, 2015. Historic 1,000 point plunge. Dow dives 588 points at close. After an unprecedented 1,000 point decline at the open on Monday, the Dow closed with a loss of nearly 600 points. It was an extremely turbulent day for U.S. stocks, driven by deep fears about China's economic slowdown. The 588 point decline was the worst for the Dow since August 2011. Global fears about China's economic slowdown are shaking stock markets around the world for a second week in a row. The wave of selling knocked the S&P 500 into correction mode for the first time since 2011, and the Dow to its lowest close in a year and a half. Within minutes after the opening bell, the Dow plummeted 1,089 points. That is the largest point loss ever during a trading day, surpassing the flash crash of 2010. We have not seen this level of full-blown panic in markets for quite some time, said chief market strategist at Clearpool Group, a financial technology firm. Stock prices for a number of iconic American companies declined dramatically in an instant. Shares of General Electric and Pepsi crashed more than 20% apiece at one point, while Costco fell 16%. Dramatic declines caused stocks and exchange-traded funds to be automatically halted by stock exchanges more than 1,200 times on Monday, according to NASDAQ. The dramatic selling began overseas. China's Shanghai Composite plummeted 8.5%, wiping out all of its massive gains so far this year. Not only has an apparent bubble in Chinese equities popped, but the country's economy may be slowing much faster than feared. Last week's big sell-off gathered serious momentum after China said its manufacturing activity, a critical metric on growth, tumbled to a 6-year low in July. All U.S. stock market indexes are in correction. Fears about the health of China's economy have ratcheted up to the point that the S&P 500 is now sitting in correction territory, a 10% decline from a recent peak. Both the Dow and NASDAQ fell into correction mode on Friday, the first since 2011. They say, as in August 1997, 1998, 2007, and 2008, we could be in the early stage of a very serious situation. Last week's two-day stock market crash was larger than any one-day stock market crash in U.S. history. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeted 530 points, and that followed a 358 point crash on Thursday. When you add those 2 days together, the total two-day stock market crash that we just witnessed comes to a grand total of 888 points, which is larger than any one-day stock market crash in U.S. history. It is also interesting to note that this 888 point crash comes in the 8th month of our calendar. This is the first time that the Dow has dropped by more than 300 points on 2 consecutive days since November 2008, and we all know what happened back then. Overall, it was the worst week for the Dow in 4 years, and there have been only 5 other months throughout history when the Dow has fallen by more than 1,000 points, the most recent being October 2008. By itself, the 530-point plunge on Friday was the ninth worst stock market crash in all of U.S. history. Yes, it's time for the Shemitah. Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 12. And their houses shall be turned into others, with their fields and wives together. For I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the earth, saith the Lord of the light. 13. For from the least of them even unto the greatest of them, every one is given to covetousness and greediness. And from the prophet even unto the priest, every one deals falsely. 14. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, Peace, peace, when there is no peace. 15. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? No, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore, there shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith the Lord God Almighty. 16. Thus saith the Lord, Stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, We will not walk therein. 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, Listen to the sound of the trumpet, or the warning. But they said, We will not hear. 18. Therefore hear, ye nations of the earth, and know, O congregation, what is among them. 19. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon these people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not listened unto my words, nor to my laws, but rejected it. Yes, again, it's time for prophecy to be fulfilled. And all these are more signs. Again, it's also about what kind of world are we leaving to the future generations? And that should be a very important question to ask